Welcome to the Debits and Credits Trainer. If you are currently taking an accounting class or you took one in the past and you're still confused about your debits and credits, this app is for you. When you open the app, you'll find the transaction log where you can enter your transactions using either increases and decreases or debits and credits. Once you've entered a transaction, you can go on to the transaction details where a normal debit and credit journal entry will appear for you. You can slide on over to the income statement. You'll see a full income statement. Click the Retained Earnings tab, and you'll see how your retained earnings change from the beginning of the year to the end. See a summary of the balance sheet, beginning to end, and the change. And you'll verify assets equal your liabilities and your equity. Slide over one more, and you'll see the extended balance sheet from assets all the way down to liabilities and stockholders' equity. Just so you can see this at work, let's go ahead and enter a transaction by clicking Add Transaction. It refreshes, and you can see that you're currently in balance, obviously because you haven't entered a transaction, and it's in green. Your debits equal your credits. Now we'll enter a transaction. Press the drop-down button for cash, and you'll get the following screen. Here you get to choose which account you want. We chose cash. Now let's go over and indicate whether it was an increase, decrease, or debit or credit. You just press that increase or decrease drop-down button, and you'll get this screen. In this case, we'll choose the increase, and we get to this screen. We're ready for next, but as you can see, we're currently out of balance, but that's okay because we know we've only put in half the transaction. By pressing next, the next account appears. We need to once again choose the account that's being involved. Let's go ahead and hit the drop-down button. And we'll slide it down to choose sales revenue. We'll once again choose to increase, and this is what that full transaction will look like. We can choose to add more transactions or remove transactions. Either remove single accounts or remove the whole transaction. Once you're ready to see the impact of this transaction, you can go onto your transaction details, your income statement, statement of retained earnings, and balance sheet. Looking at your transaction details, this is the normal format that an accountant would expect to see. And over on the side, we've added pluses or minuses to show whether that account increased or decreased. Let's look at the income statement starting at the top with sales revenue, all the way down to the bottom with net income. Slide over to the retained earnings statement, and you'll see how your retained earnings change from the beginning of the year to the end. You can now see on the balance sheet the overall impact on the balance sheet equation from the beginning of the year to the end and the change. Your assets equal your liabilities and your equity. And finally, you can see the extended balance sheet. Which goes all the way through to total assets and then into liabilities and stockholders' equity. As you can see, your total liabilities and stockholders' equity equals your total assets, and this remains green. My motivation in creating this particular app was to help my accounting students because they would do these debits and credits. They wouldn't really understand the big picture on the financial statements. So my bet is if students can understand as they enter debits and credits what it will do to the income statement, statement of retained earnings, and the balance sheet, their big picture understanding of accounting will improve significantly, and hopefully their income potential will grow as well. Hope you like the app, and tell a friend.